just before 7 a.m. in this absolutely incredible, beautiful national park, and I've just taken a handsome amount of nature's little nurturers, and shortly I'm going to be going into the dream. And this park is really, really dreamy. It's really mystical and spiritual, and it's old, and it's got energy. Let us walk. Now, these nature's little nurturers will be kicking in before the hour's through, generally about half an hour. I took them on an empty stomach, and this trip's been in the pipeline for a long time. I picked these mushrooms in the fall last year, anticipating a beautiful summer's day. And now the beautiful summer's day is here. It's going to be about 24 degrees, and this is my most favourite park in the whole world. I grew up here. From a baby, I was brought here by my parents, and I spent much of my life here, and it really is a stunning place. The oak trees here are 500 years old. This has been a protected park for many, many years. There is a building in the centre of it, which is the remnants of one of the Queen of England's family homes, Lady Jane Grey. It looks like Jurassic Park with these monkey trees and this bracken. So as usual, you have a little bit of intrepidation when you take entheogens, because you never know what you're going to get. And on this sort of level of dosage, it can get pretty heavy. But I'm calling down a beautiful experience. I want to see what my unconscious feels about my future. I'm doing this therapy stuff, and I'm always in two minds whether just to take my channel down. I think it's holding me back in lots of respects, and I'm dealing with these characters, these alters, the saboteur and supercilious, and all the rest of them. And I'm wondering, am I going to continue along these lines, or am I going to reinvent myself and head in a new direction? But I don't know what that direction would be. I've been pretty sedentary for these past 16 years. And so of course this is one of the big questions I'm working through with my therapist. To see if I can extract out of my unconscious some sort of guidance and direction. And so I was always envisioning in my mind's eye that I need to get an electric mountain bike so I can frequent these parks on my own, and I can have this space and I can work with myself. And so here I am. You know, I thought about these things, you know, a year ago, more. And eventually, whatever you desire to manifest, it will manifest. I don't know whether there's any time scale on it. Often I go up into these realms where they're out of bounds because it's a deer sanctuary. But I've come early in the morning to avoid all the people, and so I don't necessarily at this stage need to go into these out of bounds places, because sometimes the park rangers can see you and then they've always got something to say, and I don't want that in the middle of a trip. So what am I calling down? I'm calling down some insight. I'm calling down a remembrance of my beautiful connection that I have with nature. And this park, I've done shrooms here several times before, big trips, and had incredible experiences. And I feel comfortable here, you know. It's kind of like, this is my home. It's a very soulful place, and it's kind of like my soul's here. And I think I'll have my ashes scattered here. So many memories of childhood. And now, when you are on shrooms, all these animals start to look really majestic. Hello, how you guys doing? Beautiful, huh? So, yeah, to come here with hardly any people, and it's a weekday, and so even up in the outer parameters, away from this path, there isn't going to be anybody on a weekday. But I wanted to start down here because this part of the park has a really majestic feel to it, where the water is and where the birds are. And then I will head up and enter into one of these woods up there, where I will have the height of the experience. And usually you need to lie down. It gets pretty exhausting. And so I had a little bit of, like, you know, you have a little bit of angst because you never know what you're going to get, but I just took them, knowing that it was always destined to be, and everything's going to be perfect, and whatever the experience is, it will be beautiful and beneficial. And I couldn't be in a better place to do them. And it's a wonderful day, and so it's going to be super warm. You see over there now, one of these rangers is there. And so, can't be bothered with those at this moment in time or later. And so, guys and gals, I'll let you know how it goes. And of course, when you take these things, then you get insight. The higher self speaks to you, your unconscious speaks to you, the mushrooms speak to you, God speaks to you. It's a fine line. It's very difficult to discern. Like Carl Jung said in the book of Job, it's a very difficult thing to discern whether we're being spoken to by God when we are having thoughts come to us from out of nowhere, and we've got these internal monologues. We're being spoken to, we get spoken to by the mushrooms. And you know, we get spoken to on many occasions. You don't have to be on Entheogens, but it's one of the portals to get into that realm. And so whoever it is I'm going to be speaking to knows every single thing about me. And you know, it's like the proverbial father figure. It really is like God, just advising you what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and learning how to live. And so when the mushrooms, oops, did I say mushrooms? When the nature's nurturers start to kick in, then there's like a simulacrum that comes over this whole park, and it all becomes mystical and enchanted and magical. And you get a feeling of elves and pixies and fairies and goblins and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I feel it starting, just a tiny little bit. Wow. Okay, she goes later.